Engine 1 for car 1. Car 1's on scene. It's in command. Give me a CAN report.
What is going on, everybody? This is Mike Goldstein, Stickers of the C.A.N Report. Nozzle top, everybody. I've got a full house today. I have the Key City Fire Conference e-board in the house with me. I'm excited to have them. I hope you guys are tuning in for this because I want you guys to get some good information about the conference. I want you guys to meet the e-board. They work really, really hard to bring something really special to all of us. And what better way to do it than talk about it here so everybody can get the information and ask any questions that you might want. So as we're going to get into it, we'll do some introductions. Right off the bat, I'd like to go with John. John, can you please introduce yourself?
What's up, guys? I'm John. I'm the hospitality and social events coordinator for the conference. I'll make sure everyone's having a good time.
That's right.
I like that. I make sure everybody has a good time. I like to have a good time. My name's Rod, and I like to party. So, Chris, who are you, my man?
I am Chris Prestia. I'm in charge of scheduling, contracts, and the classrooms and lectures. So that's on my end.
Okay, easy peasy. And Tony, common spelling last name?
Yeah, I'm Tony Gramaccioni. My role in the committee is sponsorships and help to get more money in so we get as much money back to the charities we support.
Love it. And we know these other two, but we're going to do it anyways. I think it's Hank. Hank, who are you?
Hey, Hank Henline. I'm the co-chair of the Key City Fire Conference.
Excellent. And you like to party?
I do.
And RJ.
What's up, guys? RJ, I am the chairman of the Key City Fire Conference.
Awesome.
Also a Frederick firefighter.
Awesome. I love it. Fantastic, man. Thank you so much, guys, for doing this, to being on here. It really is a pleasure to have all of you. I'm just seeing some guys join in. We've got Dad Gum in the house. We've got Volca Fire. We have the backup fireman. We got Mr. Triple G. Mr. Triple G is Gino from March Mayhem. So happy that he's jumped in. Thank you so much. Please, guys, keep on going. Keep signing in. If you got questions, please keep them ready because we're going to have a great Q&A for everybody. So we'll hit it off, man. So the Key City Fire Conference, guys, what is it?
Who wants to?
It's a big question. So I'm, you know what? I'm going to get my energy drink. I got to get ready for this too.
I'll start it. All right. So Key City Fire Conference. All of us are Frederick County firefighters located in Frederick, Maryland. Well, everybody you have on right now is all officers. We all are officers, lieutenants, and captains with the Frederick County Fire Rescue located in Frederick, Maryland. So the Key City Fire Conference started 3 years ago. So we are going on our third year. It was a way to bring fire training in the region of Maryland. So back in the day, Maryland used to have, and I'm sure a lot of people are familiar with it, the Ocean City Firemen's Convention down in Ocean City, which was an opportunity for people to go to the beach, get lectures and training. And then they at one point had a hands-on component that you can do that. Over the years, that kind of slowly faded away. People just started going to the beach just to go to the beach. During that Fireman's Week and not really getting into the educational component of it. So then we really didn't have anything much of hands-on training that was really good in the area. So we decided to put on a conference. And we decided to put on a conference in Maryland that was, in Frederick County where we work at, which is also not far from a lot of the other states, Pennsylvania, West Virginia, DC, all of that. So we knew that if we put something on that was in our county, being where the county is, we knew that we can get people from all of those regions. And we did that, and then it grew to be something where people were coming from all over the East Coast and then transforming to something now we've seen this year, people actually coming from the Midwest and the West Coast. So that's pretty much how it started. What its intention was from the jump was to bring good fire training to the region.
And this is your third year going into it.
Yeah, third year. This is our third year going into it. The only thing that's changed over the years, we brought in a couple more committee members to help us manage it. And we have also grown to take on more students. And I'm sure Tony could talk a little bit more about our space, our venue. So we've grown, the conference has grown to accommodate the people coming to the conference.
That's awesome. It sounds like it's a really big event. And again, you guys, like you were saying earlier, you guys start planning in the summertime.
Oh yeah.
And so how did you honestly, like, you guys talked about the originality of it and things. I heard a lot about the history of it, actually from Shane from Bears of the Oath. Like you guys had a cool starting with that. Like you knew you wanted to bring something down to your neck of the woods, and you worked together with other fire conferences to develop this, right?
Yeah, I think we all have experience from other conferences, so we kind of knew what to draw on and what we could pull off and what would work for us. We kind of picked and choose our favorite things to put together what we have now, and certainly a learning experience, and we adjust a lot by the year for what works and what doesn't.
And so for this year, is there anything unique about this year that's different from, say, the year before and the first year?
I would say the space. Tony might be able to talk on that, but the space is changing. We're trying to accommodate more and more students, and that has been a challenge because there isn't a huge convention center in Frederick. So
Gotcha.
blowing up in that way was a blessing, but also a little bit of a challenge. Tony.
So the first 2 years we were in one of the Hampton Inns in town, which had a large ballroom, which it met our needs for the first year, and then we stretched it the second year to make it work. But we knew coming out of the second year that we needed a bigger space because of how much growth we've already had and what we believe is going to continue to grow with what we're providing everybody. Um, so this year we're in what is our second largest venue in our area, and it's across 270. It's basically the exact same spot, just across the highway. And this space can hold up to 600 students.
Wow.
So we're really excited to get that thing filled up as much as we can and get as many people in and get them educated. We have the only other space that's bigger in our area is actually where they host the Great Frederick Fair. It's an old horse racetrack that is an option, but we're not there just yet because we don't have. Maybe one day we'll get to the point that we need that space, but we're not there yet.
Yeah.
And they are in the process of building a new downtown convention center as well too. So that might be something for us in the future too. But
That's
right,
awesome.
right now we are in our biggest space that we can find, and we're looking forward to filling it with as many people as we can to come get some good education.
That's cool. And you have it at 2 different drill yards, correct? There's for the hands-on class, there's 2 different areas.
We're actually doing 3 this year.
Ooh, wow.
There is one which is at the Frederick County Fire Rescue Training Academy. There's a second one at the Hagerstown Fire Department Training Academy. And then a third location is out in the Frederick watershed for a rope rescue program.
That's awesome. So how do you pick and choose which hot classes are going to be at which location?
Well, I'll let one of the other guys jump in on that one.
I'll take care of the hot, and I'll let Prestia talk about the lectures because that's his area. So the way it works is our conference is this year the way it works, our conference is set up to run 3 different kinds of components. So we have a lecture aspect, we have a workshop aspect, and we have a hands-on training component. Our conference from day one has always had a lecture and a hands-on component. This year is the first year we're doing a lecture and a workshop component as well. So those are the options that anybody coming has. Our hands-on component runs after our lectures, and the reason why we do that is on purpose because we want people to be able to actually take the things that they've learned from the instructors doing it in the lectures and put it to hands-on use in the field. So we actually have our setup where a lot of conferences actually do it the opposite way, which you do hands-on training first, and then you could probably go to lectures. And our concept is we do it the opposite way because we want you to go learn something from an instructor. Maybe, you go take a truck company ops lecture or go sit in different types of forcible entry programs or whatever. And then you have the ability to, after learning it, go out and actually try it and take the hands-on training component. So that's the reason why our conference is set up in that fashion, which is pretty much kind of more like reverse than what other conferences do. Ours is set up for that reason. We believe
Yeah.
in learning it and then going applying it. So our hands-on program, we have a hands-on training coordinator. He's actually not on tonight. He actually is assigned to our training academy. He's responsible for in-service training for our entire fire department. Well, he's one of a couple that's responsible for in-service training for our entire department. So he's a little busy. Sometimes he can't get on these things. But he manages all of the hands-on training that we have. We have so for our first year, all of our hands-on training was run by Frederick County firefighters, with assistance from instructors from maybe some other places, but the majority of it was Frederick County firefighters. To this day, we still have the majority of it, Frederick County firefighters. However, we do have some outsiders that do hands-on training on the campuses. And this is our first year, 2026, having a lot of outside instructors. Usually we
Yeah.
don't have many. We're just opened it up. So that's a little bit about our conference as it pertains to the lectures and the training, and the hands-on training. I'm sorry. And so I'm gonna kick it over to Prestia and let him explain how we do our lectures because that's a little different than most places you probably travel to and see as well.
Yeah.
So Prestia, you want to talk about our lectures?
Yeah. So with our lectures, we're trying to give the students as much as a variety as possible. I know with some other lectures, with other conferences that you go to, you'll go and be with one instructor, so to speak, for a certain amount of time, like 3, 4, 6 hours or 6 hours or something like that. Where ours is a little bit different. Ours are limited to about an hour and a half, and then we have some time in between where we have a lot of vendors that are there that have helped set this up and give us some donations as far as to make this happen. So in that time in between classes, you go peruse, see all the different things that are there. So we have that interaction. Everything's going to be done by I want to say 4:30 ish on the 2 lecture days. But this way, the students they can pick and choose. Um, the different types of classes be like, hey, this morning I'm going to go and take a truck class, or in the afternoon I'm going to take a management class, and then tomorrow I might take something to de-stress myself, and then there may be even some rope rescue or technical rescue stuff that you get about an hour and a half on with some instructors. That way you're getting multiple information instead of just one thing. And we have two great um, keynote speakers each day that are going to give some great topics to start everything off, and then we're going to move right in. I want to say we have about 18 uh, instructors for the lectures. So you're going to have a whole variety of classes, just about anything you can imagine. And then with the addition of the workshops this year, the workshops are more of an interactive with the students and the instructor, where they're actually coming together in a different type of classroom, and there's more interaction going on versus just kind of a lecture and then go out and do stuff. So we wanted to add that aspect this year and give our students something different to look at. That's my end as far as that
That's
goes.
awesome. So I love actually because I was talking to Hank a couple weeks before, and he was talking about one of the workshops is a pre-plan, right? Is that the workshop, Hank, that we're talking about? Is that pre-plan, go out in the street and actually looking around and checking things out, or is that an actual hands-on class?
Actual
That's
hands-on.
actually one of the hands-on classes.
Okay.
So the way that the hands-on training works is there's, I think, four classes that are 2-day offerings. So both hands-on days. So if you pick any of those four, that's the hands-on training that you take for the full 2 days. And then there's a handful of classes that are single-day classes, and they're spread out between Friday and Saturday. So if you choose a single day class for Friday, you also have to pick another single day class for Saturday.
Gotcha.
And that class, it is a walking tour, building construction, pre-plans, tactics, just basically a tour and a talk. So yeah, that's one of I believe that's I think it's on Saturday, if
Okay.
I remember correctly, without looking at the schedule.
And I'm
And
on the
that's
page
led by
now.
Christopher Naum.
You got some really good lists here. I'm looking at the page. I love that you got these workshops. That's really cool. I think that's really cool way to. Actually, looking at this one, Embers Within: Life After the Mayday. That looks like a fun one. That looks like it's fun, but actually really has a good point to it. Can you tell me guys a bit about that one? Because when I was scrolling across, that one really sparked my interest, and I was reading about it. But I want the guests who are listening here to figure out what that is.
So that one's led by TJ Prayer. He's a Frederick guy who's involved in a Mayday and subsequent line of duty death in Frederick. He dives into everything from his mindset, from that call to how it changed him, how it affected his home life, how it affected his career, and how he was able to bounce back and come back even stronger. His mental strength that he was able to build, the things he learned about himself, and he's sharing lots of really, really important things that he learned along the way. And the counterpart to that is his wife is joining him to talk about what she was witnessing, what she was able to help with, what she was not able to help with, and how to help from a spouse's perspective, which I think is extremely unique, and we don't get that perspective a lot.
Yeah, that's awesome. I love that he's got his wife with him. I just was looking at the picture, and I love as soon as I saw the picture and I was scrolling across classes, I thought that's one that really just jumped out at me. And I was reading that before, and I think that's a great message and involving family because they are our stones, man. They are our rocks. So I do love that very much. I just see a question here. Someone says, since I'm a slacker, do you know if there are any rooms left at the hotel?
There
I'm sure
are
there's
still
room.
rooms available at the hotel, yes.
And
The room block itself is closed, but you can still get rooms at the hotel. This year, our lecture series is not at the same building. So if for some reason they can't get into the hotel that we are having as our host hotel, there are about 17 other hotels in town that will have rooms available. So there's still plenty of space.
There's definitely no lack of hotel in Frederick.
No, done.
And where's the lodging going to be?
So this year, the lodging is at the Hampton Inn Fort Detrick. I know I said that Hampton Inn earlier, but this is a different Hampton Inn. We have two of them in town. So it's the same managing company that runs the event center that we're using also owns that hotel. So we try to keep it under the same umbrella this year.
Gotcha. Very cool. Let's see if we got any questions here from the group before we go on to the next one. We just have Forged in Fire. I wish I could make it up there this year. Definitely have to catch it next year. Absolutely. And I was just looking at what is some of the can you tell me a bit about the keynote speakers and how they were picked?
Yeah. So every year, well, let's go backwards to start how we decided to have a keynote. So,
Yeah.
we decided that our conference needs to charge people. And starting from the beginning, we want to have people who um, can kick off the day. So, as Chris explained, we have multiple classes going on at the same time. So, as a student, you can go and sit in on whatever suits your needs. However, we like to start the day with everybody being in the same place and everybody receiving the same message before they go off to learn whatever they want to learn. So we always kick the day off with having somebody who's motivationally charging, who has a good message, something that um, is a hot topic in the fire service. Now, mind you, we're only going on our third year, so we've only had four other uh, keynotes prior to this year. So in years past, we've had Jeremy Donch from National Fire Radio, Cody Trestrail from Brothers in Battle, Chief Frank Lee from Cornerstones. I'm missing one. Who else am I missing? I'm missing one more. So we've had 4. It'll come to me, obviously, right?
Yeah.
But we've had 4 different keynotes. This year we have Chief Dan Shaw, who Chief Shaw is actually local to us. He's actually a friend of ours. He's taught at Key City Fire Conference as an instructor before. And Chief Dave McGlynn, who actually
Connor.
it wasn't set up to be this way, but both are FDIC instructors, and both are FDIC advisory board members too. But just guys who are motivationally charging in the fire service, who have a good message. Chief Shaw's keynote presentation this year is about the word safety and a little bit about how we overuse safety in the fire service and how it can be a detriment to the operations of the job. And then Chief McGlynn's keynote is about training and how training is the foundation of everything that we do. Again, so we try to have something that is charging to get students to open their mind, get them thinking before they leave for the day to go off to go do their own individual learning. So that's how we pretty much set up the keynotes. That's how we figure out who's going to be motivationally charging for our entire group of students coming, and that's generally somewhere between 200 and 215 220 people all together to hear the same message for the year.
That's awesome. I love it. And so what should they be bringing as well if they're taking hot classes? What's some things they should bring with them? Is there any specifications on the website that tells you what they need to bring and how to bring it?
Yeah, I'll take care of the hot stuff, and Chris can talk about the lecture stuff. But on our website, it is a breakdown of each individual class. So if you go to the Key City Fire Conference website, which is keycityfireconference.org, our hands-on training site, or our hands-on training, has its own section across the top where it has all of the different things you could look at the website. Each individual class has a class description, the people who are teaching the class, and what the PPE requirement levels are. So some classes are different than others, right? So some classes are full fire classes, or full live fire. Start over, RJ. Live fire classes. And then some are like, we have extrication class where it's not the full complement. So the best thing that I can tell you is make sure you go to the website, make sure you look at what the requirement is for each class. And one thing that is very important to note is that not every class is on Frederick County's Fire Rescue's campus. So you need to look to make sure that you have knowledge of where your class is. Each class on the website does have the location, so where the actual class is taking place, so that you have the address to be there. With that being said, the PPE requirement, one thing that is important to note for anybody who is coming, if you're registered for any class that has live fire component, so the engine class, the truck company ops class, the class that's in Hagerstown, the Hasty Rick class, all of those classes that have a live fire component, the students who are doing the live fire need to be in long pants and long sleeve t-shirt. So whether it's a long sleeve t-shirt from the job or whatever the case may be, when we burn on these campuses in Maryland, we have to have long sleeve t-shirts and long pants. So I'm glad you asked that question, because it is important. And we do put that in the notes on the website, but it's also good to just put it out there as well.
Is
I'll
that a
let Prestia
requirement?
talk about.
I'm sorry. Yeah, is that a requirement for, you were saying, a long shirt and long pants? Is that like your fire ground requirement? Is that like the state requirement for when you guys are doing live burns?
Yeah, for the most part. I'm not sure if it's a statewide thing, but I know most of the places around us all require that. And the reason, as I understood it for as long as I've been on the job, our burn buildings get really, really hot. And with that, you have those air pockets in your gear. So your sleeves and your coats, your pant legs, you have those air pockets. So if you bump up against a wall or you bump into somebody or somebody touches you, they don't want you to get burned by that air compressing in the
Yeah.
space between your turnout gear. So that's why they generally have us wear long sleeves and long pants. It actually it absolutely sucks in the summertime.
Yeah, I bet. For
It
sure.
sucks in the
Damn.
summertime. But
Oh
the
man.
one good thing about this conference is we're in March, so we don't know what we're getting. And to be
Yeah,
honest
right.
with you, we have no idea what we're gonna have here in a couple weeks. So it might be summertime when you come. It might be winter. It might be snowing. It might be raining. We don't know, bro.
That's awesome. So we got Span and Control. We got Marty Cornelison from California. He logged in. Thank you so much for being on. He says, hope you all have a great conference. Brothers from Mayhem. We've got Mickey Farrell, Top Floor Tactics in here as well. We have the Flip Flop Firefighter. We have a great bunch of people here that want to learn, and hopefully we'll get some questions in here as well so they can understand what you guys got going on. We also
Prestia,
have...
do you want to go over the stuff for the lectures? What people need to
Yeah,
bring
sure.
and do?
I can hit on that. So when he's not, yeah,
Yeah,
you're
man,
good.
bring it.
So not only for the lectures, but we're also recommending during like the hot days, because we don't know what that weather's going to be like. May be a good idea to have an extra
Yeah.
set of change of clothes, maybe another shirt, pants, depending on how much work you put in, and also have some snacks and some way to hydrate because depending on how hard you're working and what the temperatures are, there'll be water and some stuff like that there too. But at the same time, bring some extra stuff like that. Now, as far as like the lectures go, it's your basic lectures. So bring stuff to take notes if you want to record or anything like that. There should be stuff there, but for the most part, you're just going to be taking notes and going that route.
Awesome. Quick question here. I was looking at your sponsors, and I'm jumping around. But you have a big sponsor this year, right?
We got a big sponsor every year, so you got to be more specific.
So this year, what did you have last year?
So our bigger sponsors were last year. It was Atlantic Emergency Solutions, Berman, Sobin, and Gross, which is our workers' comp attorneys here in our area. Belfour was a gold sponsor last year, and DLX, I believe, is the other one for last year as well.
Awesome. And so who are your sponsors this year? Because I was looking, because right now on your page, I see the Leary Firefighters Foundation. And do you have any other sponsors that are helping make this possible?
We're actually, as of this morning, we're at 57 sponsors so far this year.
Nice.
And they're at all different various levels. Our gold level sponsorship is the highest tier. It's $2,500 or more. We have a silver level sponsorship, which is $1,500. A bronze level sponsorship, which is $750, and then our station level sponsorship, which is $250. And these sponsorships are for whoever wants to help support us to make sure that we give back to those who are willing to come and learn and help all the charities that we support. One thing that we haven't talked about yet that I think is really important that everybody should know is we put a lot of time and effort into this, but nobody on this committee gets paid. We all do this out of the love for the job, the kindness in our hearts, and to make sure that everything that we do 100% goes to charity.
That's awesome.
So we are extremely thankful for anyone who is willing to support us. And just as simple as doing a sponsorship goes a long way. And we do everything we can to make sure that we pay back our sponsorships in whatever capacity, whether it just be a plug or get them connected with other fire departments or even other vendors and sponsors to just have some good networking opportunities. But it's really coming a long way. We're still looking for more sponsorships. If anybody is interested, just reach out to me at keysitysponsorships@gmail.com. and we will absolutely love to bring some more people in because, like I said, everything that we take in all goes right back to charity. So
I love it, dude. Well, sign me up. I want to do the station level one. I don't have much money, but I want to do the station level one. That's why I'm signing up for that one. So
absolutely
I'll get your information after this and sign up for that one for sure.
love it. Absolutely.
So happy to help.
Yeah,
So
appreciate it.
with your sponsors, since we talk about them, we need to give back to them. I just want to name off what you have for sponsors. Since I'm on the website, you got Berman, Sobin, Gross. I think I'm saying that correctly.
Yep.
Atlantic Emergency Solutions, Mid-Atlantic Rescue Systems, Mason-Dixon Restoration, Lion, the Fire Store, Mercedes Textiles, Lee Valley Fire Equipment, Chesapeake Fire and Rescue Equipment, Flame Decon, we love Terra, Fireground Analytics, Snap Tight Hose, The Energy Drink, Hen Nozzles, 5 Alarm Charm, Belfour Restoration Co., Elkhart Brass, Frederick Community College, Brass Tacks, 911 Shine, Capital Fire Training, LLC, Hasty Fire Products, LLC, Backstep Graphics, Wicked Customs, and Frederick County DFRS Recruiting. So awesome list. I think that's fantastic. And hopefully that will soon now have the C.A.N report on there as a sponsor as well, my man.
Yeah,
Happy to help you
absolutely.
guys.
Appreciate that. Thank you very much. But yeah, we
Absolutely.
have all of our station level sponsors. We're in the process of putting a big list together. It's somewhat competitive within our department that majority of our staff stations actually they'll kick in money, and some of the downtown rivalries between the stations start to come out on some of these banners that they get posted up.
I
So
love that.
yeah, it's pretty cool to see everybody come together and support the charities that we support. So
Yeah, dude. And I got a question here from the audience. Jay Kuzmak asks, how about raffle prizes? Accepting anything for that?
As far
absolutely,
as
RJ, you want to hit
donations,
that?
yeah, definitely.
Are you going to
Yeah,
have any raffles or auctions?
Yeah,
so we have some
before we
special
get that,
events. Yeah, go ahead,
hey,
RJ.
before we get that, while we're still talking about our charities and sponsors, um, I I think it's important at that point that we talk about what our conference is for. And Hank, do you wanna go into that a little bit?
Yeah. So the main charity that we support is actually our own. So our union, our local, has a benevolent fund that was created by one of our own firefighters years ago. And so the majority of the funds that we raise will go to our benevolent fund. And then we'll pick an amount to go to other places as well. But our benevolent fund itself, what that is for is any of us on the job or our families who have some sort of major crisis happen, whether it's an injury or an illness that happens on the job or even off the job. Basically, if that happens to you, the benevolent fund, it's like a no questions asked. As soon as we can make it happen, it's a support system, really. So
Yeah.
we'll cover you and your family's hotel fees, travel, food, stuff like that, to make sure that our own members and their families are supported. In the moments that they need it the most and might not have access to cash. So that's the main thing that we support. Now, in addition to that, this was something that happened this year, that we call it like a little side mission or a side quest. We had a guy who was injured on the job, and the benevolent fund took care of him immediately, but it was a pretty significant injury of a young guy who was fresh on the job. And so we kind of came together, and as a conference, the conference wasn't even going on. We're in the planning stages, and put together this raffle. We had a couple of I guess you could call them sponsors, right? The fire store donated a free leather helmet, Council Tool donated a Halligan bar, and we raffled that off to raise money for one of our guys. So we're always doing something to give back to our own people and elsewhere.
I love that, man. That's great. I think that's fantastic. Because honestly, you can never just rely on just your work benefits alone. We all know that how much that sometimes doesn't work. There's a lot of red tape that goes along with it. So I think that's great, dude. Well done. So with that being said, does any other departments do they do the same thing like what you guys are doing? Like, do they have benevolent associations as well, or is this something kind of new for your area?
I can't really
I
speak
don't
on that.
know.
I'm not
Yeah.
sure what other departments have.
Because
I know
it's
where I
such a great thing to
volunteered.
do, like it's so cool
Yeah.
that you guys got this going on, and it's honestly really big. It's a big conference because how many guys usually get? How many students attend?
I mean, it's grown every year.
Upwards of 200. So we get
Okay.
upwards of 200.
That's
I
good
don't really
numbers.
know what other. Yeah, we get great numbers. I don't know what other departments around us do, but I can tell you how. To what Hank was speaking, I can tell you how our union president and our chief treat it. So we have 100% support of this conference from our fire chief. In fact, he comes to the conference. He gives a welcoming speech to students attending the conference. But our union, we also put this on through our union. Our
Mhm.
union is the hub of what allows us to do this. All of the money that we make throughout the course of the conference planning, so ticket sales, all that stuff, sponsorship, goes right into our union's benevolent fund account. From there, during the conference on day number 2, in front of all of our students present, this entire body of committee members will stand before all of our students and we will present a check to another charity. So we always like to do that in front of everybody. So, we are very transparent when it comes to donating to another charity. Again, we're going into year 3, so we've only had 2 other years of this prior to. The first 2 years, year number 1 and year number 2, we donated to, in addition to the benevolent fund, we donated to Next Rung, which was big in mental health and PTSD. Blake Stinnett, who runs Next Rung, in our first year helped us teach at the Key City Fire Conference. He was a part of the truck company ops program. Obviously, he was not able to make it last year due to his injury. And then so now we're going into year 3. So this year we decided to switch it up a little bit, and another charity we wanted to donate to doing something different was the Leary Firefighters Foundation, which is also big in helping firefighters with technology, PPE, and that kind of stuff. So as it relates to charity, that's generally how it works. Now, as it relates to our benevolent fund, just to give you an idea of how this works for our department. Our union board of directors and a few other people, I being one of them, has a union credit card. So when a guy or girl goes to the hospital, a text group gets started immediately with our what we call our welfare committee, and it is decided upon within that group of people who is available immediately to go to right to that hospital where that person is. So that person goes to the hospital. If not have a credit card, they will link up with somebody who does have a card. And for example, I will give my credit card, my union credit card, to one of the point of contacts who's going to the hospital. That person goes to the hospital immediately, figures out what's going on, get a grasp of the situation, reports back to the welfare committee, and our welfare committee will establish hotel rooms, transportation, food, and everything that that family needs while they're at the hospital. And that happens in less than, I would say, 12 to 24 hours. So again, that benevolent fund, that card is linked to the benevolent fund. So we don't, like Hank said, we don't ask any questions. We don't care. We don't care what it costs. We make it happen. The family
Yeah.
needs that family needs that at that time. That's our job to make it happen. And so, depending on, some years you could have nothing happen. Some years you could have one thing happen. Last year we had 5 things happen. So, we literally don't care what it costs, what it takes. We go take care of our people and their families. So that's how our benevolent fund is set up. That's how our union president and our union body of members expect us to handle it. Now, that happens for every single person that we have on the job. And I will add, as long as we know about it. Some people are very private. They don't want their information out, and that's fine too. But
Mhm.
as long as we know about it, for every person who's on the job with us, when you go to the hospital or your family, we arrive with a credit card to make stuff happen. So
Oh,
that's
wow.
how our conference raises the money, is for our benevolent fund. So we have that that bank account, that safe haven to be able to make that happen.
That's like a well-oiled machine you guys got. It's quite the system. That's great. How much
Unfortunately,
money?
we're pretty.
Pretty
Unfortunately,
good.
we're pretty good at this.
Yeah. It is unfortunate that you guys do have that system down for a reason. Do you know how much you've raised over the years by doing this conference for your benevolent?
Yeah, our first year, so our first year obviously was our big year. It was the first year we did that. So we raised 60,000 for our
Wow.
benevolent fund. Now, however, because it was our first year, we had a lot of it taken out in expenses, so stuff that we didn't have startup. So our website build up, our equipment, projector screens, all that stuff that we did.
Sure.
So essentially, when it came down to at the end of it, we were just about 20,000 in our first year. And so the way we manage it is we take the years collectively and add it together. So some years we have more or less instructors. Again, we're going on year 3, right? So this year we have a few less instructors than we had the first year. So we balance out our travel for those instructors. Like the other guy said, none of us committee members get paid. We do it for the charity aspect of it. So we have to play with what works, what doesn't work, how many number of instructors we have. We take care of every instructor that's teaching for us. We take care of their hotel. We take care of their travel, be it driving or flying, for up to $500. So we're still trying to see what's our best way to do it as we go into year 3. So I think collectively, between our 2 years that we have done it collectively, our treasurer has said we've been right around the 60,000.
Hell yeah. That is awesome. Way to go, guys. That's great. That is really
Yeah,
good.
yeah. And
That's
that's
quite
still
the
us
feat.
donating, and that's still us donating back to other charities as well.
Yeah. And so with that being said, I think I wasn't sure if we got the answer on it. So you said you will have other offers to be able to donate, like raffles and auctions?
Yes, definitely. Yeah, if a small business or anybody has something they want to donate to get auctioned, it will absolutely be put to good use. Whether it's at one of the social functions or at the actual conference itself, we will certainly make good use of it.
Tell me about that actually real quick. The social events. What do you got planned?
So just about every night, let me start here. Aside from the
Run
training
that back.
itself,
Let me start here.
we'll start here. Aside from the training itself, when you travel for training, one of the coolest parts is unwinding after the day and talking to
Amen. Yeah.
dudes and girls that you just met, and
Yeah.
making lifelong friends because of, I don't know, you met up in whatever state to take whatever class. We didn't want to lose that aspect, even though we're a small conference. So we make sure there's something to do every night. Whether it's a location that we say, hey, meet us up here for a burger and a drink if you drank, or we're doing a big party again on Friday night downtown. We're going to call it the Creekside Bash again, but there'll be entertainment, there'll be food, there'll be drinks. It's just a place for all of us to come together, unwind, and BS for a little bit with each other before the hot classes start the next morning. But I think that's one of the cooler aspects, aside from the classes itself, is to actually get a chance to talk with the guys that you've met. Um, so there's something to do basically every night. And if you don't feel like doing what we have planned for you, there is no lack of nightlife in Frederick. If you feel like going to sit privately and do something else, if you're not a drinker or whatever it is, there is a ton to do. So you will not be bored in your off time.
That's awesome. I love because there's sometimes where, I think we all can agree and attest to it that you go to some of these conferences and you just don't have time to hang. Like the days are so tightly planned that as soon as you're finished, like your hot class, you get back to your hotel and it's like, I don't know, like 9 o'clock at night, and you're already so beat from doing all those drills and evolutions that you really don't feel like going out with the guys anymore. You kind of force yourself to do it, and you miss out on all the fun of, like, literally, like you said, like we all talk about it, networking. Like that's what these are about as well. Not just getting the skills and the lectures, but you want to meet people you've never met before and potentially meet the instructors and the presenters. And if you're so exhausted, if that schedule's so tight where you got to wake up at 5 a.m. every day, by the time you get back, man, it's just like, no, I'm too tired. I don't want to go out and do these things. So when you're doing these social events and you have these things planned, is the schedule planned like that? Is it not, is everything kind of spaced out so you have time to unwind and go back?
Yeah, we definitely want to give you enough time at night that we're going to end at a reasonable enough time for you to go to sit down and have dinner. It doesn't have to be a grab and go bite. You can go unwind. You have enough time to chill and get your mind right before you go to bed. It's not like we're ending at 9 p.m. We'll see you at 5 kind of thing. We needed to create space for everyone to unwind at the end of the night. And we've found that it made a difference. People were having a blast and getting names of people they met and phone numbers and social media. It wasn't just, like I met this cool dude. I wish I would have got to say hey to him, or I met this chick that taught this class, but all I got to say was, hey, thanks for the class. Like, go have a drink with him, go talk to him. Like, so we thought that was important, and I think we did a good job capitalizing on the extra time at night.
Her dad does a really good job organizing our social events. He also has a team of people that work under him. They're all put together the events. But one thing I do want to say that we have to talk about is, although I know a lot of people come to Frederick for our conference, I think people also come to check out our stations. We have, I would probably say, I have not found a department who has fire stations closer than we do. So a lot of times, as we travel and teach, when we tell people that we have stations that are 5 blocks apart on the same street, or 1 block behind another station, or we also still have one station that is the oldest firehouse in the nation, still in operation. People don't believe it, so they want to come see the shit for themselves. So a lot of times, people will come to Frederick. They'll come to a social event that our committee puts on. They'll hang out. They might have a drink or two, and then they say peace. They want to go check out the firehouses. So a lot of times,
which is absolutely welcome, by the way. Our guys do not mind. We are so used to visitors, and we think it's awesome.
Yep.
That's cool.
And these guys will put the door up, and people will just go downtown. And in between, it's funny because in between 2 companies, Engine 3 Rescue 3 and Engine 2, those 5 blocks apart, there is nightlife between them companies. So there's restaurants, there's bars, lounges, that kind of thing. So you can literally go visit a firehouse, and our department is very, very welcoming to people stopping in to see, take pictures, and that kind of thing. And on your way to the next one, you can stop in between and see the nightlife that we have. So
cool.
I think just as much as people come to the conference, they also come to go check out those firehouses to see it for themselves.
Hell yeah. Do you guys sell department t-shirts at different stations?
Yeah,
Some
it
companies
depends.
do,
It depends where you stop at, but the majority of them will have something available for you, or challenge coins, or patches, or stickers, or whatever.
Cool. Well, I love stickers. So that's in my name, right? So
we will get you we'll get you a sticker pack. How about that?
All righty. I like that very much. I'm looking at your screen here for your instructors. So real quick, you've got keynote speakers. You've got Dan Shaw, and you've got Dave McGlynn and Mark Alone, and you've got Anthony Avilo and Al Benjamin. Tell me about Al.
Mr. Al.
Oh, Mr. Al.
Do you know Al?
I've never met him. I've only known what I've seen online. You guys, I think it was can't remember if it was you, RJ, or somebody else had a little bit of an interview with him real quick, and it was just, I love listening to him, and the fact that he's going to be there speaking. FDNY Rescue Company 1 retired, and I bet he's got stories for days and weeks, man. I'm actually excited to meet this guy.
So Mr. Al is a very close friend of all of ours. So it started some years ago. So Mr. Al, he worked at Rescue One in Manhattan, retired in 2012, and then he moved to West Virginia, which again is not far from here. I had a friend of mine who worked at one of the rescue companies in New York City, and he was trying to get a hold of Mr. Al, and he couldn't get a hold of him, and he wanted me to go check on him. So I went to go check on him, and he was fine. He was just relaxing, enjoying his quiet life in West Virginia, and we just became friends ever since. He's almost like my godfather. That's how close we are, and so
Love it.
when we started the conference, I told him about it, and he said training is a big deal for him and that he was going to be at our conference. And I hadn't invited him. He told me he was coming to the conference. In fact, he tells us every year he will be there. So Prestia made a spot for him to teach a class. He put together a class. And I gotta honestly say how serious he was about this. He reached out to another one of his buddies from Rescue One, Mike Chaffee, who passed away. But Mike was our first official sponsor of the Key City Fire Conference. So
Oh,
those
wow.
two worked together in Rescue One. He told Mike that he was going to be teaching at this conference in Frederick, Maryland. And Mike said, dude, that's really cool. He said, let me know what I could do to help. And Mr. Al told him, if you want to help these guys sponsor it. And so Mike wrote a check for our conference. He was the actual first check ever written as a sponsorship. He wrote it so fast
Wow.
that we hadn't even had all the banking stuff set up yet. So the check got kicked back to his house. So when he mailed it, it got returned back to his house because he put the address as Key City Key City conference on it. So
Wow.
Mike, those two from Rescue One had a huge dealing and supporting all of us in our conference. And because of that, Al, and we call him Mr. Al to us, but Mr. Al does a class every year at our conference, and he helps support us every single year.
That is so cool, man. I'm pumped to meet him. And I see on here as well, you've got one of my favorite people in the world as well. You have Raymond LaFontant Adoraval from Miami-Dade. I love him, and he's gonna be giving a speech, I take it, correct?
Yeah,
Yeah,
He's gonna be
yeah.
pumping up the crowd.
Yeah, he actually has a classroom session. He's going to be doing one of his programs condensed into an hour and a half.
Okay.
But yeah, he'll be there as well.
I love it, dude. I'm excited to see him. There's a lot of people I've never met and I've never seen before. And so I'm really excited to see a lot of these people here and see what they got to bring to the table. And so for the keynote speaker, Dave McGlynn, can you tell us a little bit about Dave?
Yeah, Dave is one of the coolest guys. He travels and teaches at many different conferences. He's the FDIC instructor, FDIC advisory board member. He is a chief at the Letterkenny Fire Department up in Pennsylvania. Also works for the U.S. Army as a chief. But he has a very, very big program as it relates to training and the development of people through training, development of people through training officers, and then training programs. He has a couple books as it relates to training officers through fire engineering, and so he is a very good guy. And obviously, the whole conference revolves around training. We thought it would be important to have somebody who can speak on the value of good training, literally, which is why we are all here to exist. So yeah.
That's awesome. That's it's just great. I love the lineup that you guys got here. You have some people, like you said, that come from your own neck of the woods, giving something back. I honestly, I think that's my favorite part of this is that you guys open this up to your members that have never done this before. And I think that's, to me, that means a lot, that you're investing in your own guys and girls to do this. And because there's people that have a lot to offer, and they fear that, we talk about the imposter syndrome, and, well, I'm not good enough to do this, or I'm not good enough to do that. And, your list is amazing. I can see how it could be intimidating to hang with people with the caliber of experience and knowledge that they have. But to say, like, to your guys, like, no, we see something in you, bring it. Like, let's see what you got. Like, this is a perfect opportunity to do this in front of your peers. So I don't know many that get to do that. So my hat's off to you guys for bringing that to the table for your own members to be able to teach and bring some knowledge that they got into the world. I think that's really cool.
Yeah, it's been cool to see the confidence explode out of a couple of these guys that try it just on a whim, and then are hugely successful. And the feedback they got was just incredible. So, and they have certainly expanded since then. So excited to see more, honestly.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think that's really makes it, like, it gives it that grassroots feel, right? Like, you got your own people in your back of right in the back of your house, like, just doing all this work, and you get to see them and take pride that your own guys are doing this stuff. What an amazing feeling that's got to be, to, like, especially if you have somebody who's really young and they've got something really good to offer, to watch someone that you brought up as a recruit and then come in and now presenting at your own conference. That's just got to be such a proud feeling.
It's proud for all of us. Pride starts at home. Like Tony was saying, we have our station sponsors. So all of I wouldn't say all, but the majority of our department stations all purchase a banner to be hung up at the training sites. So when you pull onto the campus, all of the stations who sponsored, their banner hangs up on a training ground, whether it be on a tower, on a burn building, whatever the case may be. After the conference is over, between everybody on this committee, we run around wild like wild men, delivering these banners to the stations, and these stations will hang the banners up in their firehouses. So after the conference is over, they have these banners on display in their firehouses, and then the following year they'll take them back down and they'll make another donation to the sponsorship and put the banners back up. But my point to that is pride starts at home, right? When we make the selections for our conference, we open it up to all of the outsiders. So we put out a call for presentations. Now everybody gets that same notification, and everybody has the same time frame. As a committee, we sit down and decide how many classes we want to do. Prestia has this dialed into how many we can have in the time frame that we have, and god damn, do we got to stick to these time frames. But Prestia keeps us on track with that, and it gives us a good idea of how many classes we can do. And what we do is we go through every single class that's submitted. We pluck out the Frederick firefighters, and the Frederick firefighters are the guarantee. So if you work for us and you put in a class, you're a guarantee. So what we do is we pull out the Frederick firefighters, and we know if we have XYZ number of time spots and we have this many Frederick firefighters, we fill those, and then all of the remaining spots are outsiders. So our guys and girls always get the priority. This is their conference in their hometown, in their yard, and if they want to teach here, they're always going to be welcome to teach. And then it's the outsiders, which is cool because a lot of our guys and girls that do teach may have never been on a national platform before. So they get this opportunity to now be on one in their own yard that this committee made. And they get to also be around some of these other instructors who are well-renowned instructors that get to travel all over. So now you have Frederick people getting to intermingle in between people who travel over the country. And the one most important thing I will say, since we started this conference and this committee put together the opportunity for people to teach on this platform, we have had a total of 6 Frederick County firefighters become Frederick County Fire Rescue instructors within our division.
Awesome.
So not only did they get, and some of them got their start at Key City. So some of them got to teach at Key City for the very first time, had a passion for it. We had some people that were deathly afraid to stand in front of a group of people and speak, got their confidence speaking in front of a host of people from all over the nation, and then felt more comfortable being able to go back and teach in their department. So we've had people become academy instructors, people become lead instructors within programs in our division. So this platform has worked exactly how all 9 of us intended it to work.
Hell yeah, man. What a great message. I love that so much. And I was looking at your hot classes. I see you do have a lot of good classes being offered. And again, you're your own people teaching them as well. For the big classes, I see that you've got some sold out classes that are taught by some of your own members. Matt Stansberry, it looks like he's on your department as well. So all things engine from the stretch to the stretch. That's a 2-day class, and that is sold out. You have the art of truck company operations. Again, that is part of your guys' department. You have Trevor and Capital Fire Training Cadre, and that is sold out. Excuse me. And then let's see, we've got the hasty intervention tactics. That's 2 days, and you got live fire on day 2. You have your extrication class. Jason Rivera from Connecticut. I love you got some New England guys here. That's so cool. Advanced rope rescue. You have the dadgum push. They're going to be at March Mayhem as well. And you have the modern fireground standpipe operations. I'm really looking forward to that. My department actually started diving deep, or want to dive deep into standpipe operations, because our community is starting to grow, and then we're actually seeing the need for that. And I just posted about that too, which was awesome. Generated a lot of good conversation about using standpipes, because our building now actually has a training prop for it. So we actually plug right in and use our standpipe for training, which I'm so pumped about. So I think that's great that you're going to have that class, because definitely underutilized tactic for sure. You have Stretch It Right, Win the Fight, Urban to Suburban. Chris Martin, State College FD. Man, you got some great classes going on here. Saturday, Forcible Entry, Mastering the Basics with Eric Budd. I love Eric. He's a good guy.
Yeah, great guy.
Very, very cool. I'm excited to see him again. You have, so Reading the Building. I actually like this one. Again, I was talking to Hank about this, and that's why I want to stop on this one. I love that the fact that this is not just a sit in the classroom and just watch boring slides. You're going out into the streets of Frederick, Maryland, and you're doing a walk around, and you're doing size ups, and you're reading buildings. Like, how fucking cool is that? I love that. I don't think I've ever seen it before, and I think that's what really stuck with me, is like, I want to make sure I don't miss that one, because I think that's
there's
something
a lot of
that's
different things to offer downtown too. So I'm sure
Yeah.
a million things are going to get covered. We have 200-year-old buildings downtown, and we also have stuff that was put up last week. So
I think that's so cool, man. And that's taught by Christopher. I'm not saying it right. Naum or Naum?
Yep.
So I think that's fantastic. That's a Saturday only class. That's not sold out yet. So it looks like you do have openings, right? How many openings do you have for your classes?
The engine and the trucks class is sold out. There are, I would probably say, the rest of them are damn near close to being sold out. We have, I would say, single digit numbers for the most part of the remaining hands-on training classes. I think I mean, I could pull it up in a second to give you an exact
Sure.
number, but we're in single digits pretty much before everything is completely sold out. It's one of those things where we have people, and you know, we're all firemen, and we're all guilty of it, but a lot of times people just wait till the very last minute
We are procrastinators for
to
sure.
book to book their tickets. And then sometimes we have some classes that sell out very quick. And it's just one of those things. But to answer your question, to give you numbers, our extrication class has 5 spots left. Our
Wow.
rope
All
class has 8 spots left. Our daggum push class has 8. The standpipe operations class has 3. The stretcher right class has 9. Christopher Nam, he takes everybody. And if you guys have ever seen this program, he travels all over the country, and he goes to different cities, and he does building construction in different cities all over the country. He has actually, full transparency, had his eye on Frederick for a long time and had wanted to do this. We're just now getting to make it happen. So yeah, pretty much all of our classes are down to pretty much single digit numbers.
Cool.
Which is good for us. Good for
I
us, you know.
I
Which
think
is
that's
what we wanted.
fantastic. And I was just looking at my guest list here, and I see here that anybody who's tuning in, we are talking to the e-board of the Key City Fire Conference that's taking place March 18th to the 21st. So we're talking about the classes that are going on. I do see that one of my guests here is Will Tallheimer. He's one of my captains of my department, and I think if he's still on, you should really sign up for this class if you got nothing going on. If you're able to break away from your family, you should really come to Key City Fire Conference. He loves building size up. He teaches it up in our neck of the woods. He's very into reading buildings and understanding pre-planning. So if he's around, please, anybody, but Will, if you are listening or still watching, make sure you do sign up and take that class. I think that's right up your alley for sure. We also actually, speaking of, we have Tip of the Spear Leadership has joined us in the guest list as well. So you've got one of your brethren there. He's going to be joining me, doing a lot of cool stuff on the for the conference. We're going to be walking around, and so we'll get on that real quick. Is that I really do appreciate you guys inviting me to come down to be able to promote and talk to so many people. And I think it's really cool that we're starting to do more of that and really using social media for good, and bringing this event to people at home, the people who can't make these events, that we can do live feeds, that we can talk to the instructors, we can talk to the students. Literally, as Chris Nam is walking around, that's honestly, I want to absorb what he's got, but show the people at home, like, this is how cool this is, and see Frederick Maryland from my point of view, and see what the students are doing, and get a firsthand experience. And honestly, having Mike Nasty with me to be able to walk around, like, since he's familiar with the area, and we get to actually break up and help out and talk to people and talk to the students, and it's just a great use of resources.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
We're stoked to have you guys too.
this was Hank's idea. And we all got behind it. The biggest thing we really, really want, and for those listening who are coming, the biggest thing that we really want is people to focus on the classes. We don't want people to have to stop and take pictures. We don't want
Yeah.
people to have to, you know, slow down the class because they're on their phones. We can take care of that. Having Mike, having the photographers that we come, is really helpful because people can focus on learning.
Yeah.
Obviously, if and we tell people, if you're in the middle of learning something cool with the instructor and you want to capture that moment, take a picture of it for sure. But we try not to have students just nonstop be on their phones taking pictures of every little thing.
Yeah.
And we wanted to pick the best guys in the business that can help us capture the moments. And you, and Mike, are very, very good guys when it comes to that. And so Mike is actually local to us.
Yeah.
Mike lives in Frederick, works in another jurisdiction not far from here, but he is local to us. And so, Mike does a really, really good job with capturing moments, capturing stories from different firefighters and different fire officers across the nation. And we have that resource here to us in Frederick. So we had to capitalize in on it, had to capitalize in on you. And we wanted the best of the best to come capitalize the moments of the fire service for us so that we could focus on running the conference.
Yeah, exactly. And again, that's a great use of resources. And that's why I'm so pumped about it, to actually use what we got for good and to help you guys be able to focus on running a great conference. That you got good people, your media, your hospitality guys. Everything gets to be right in where it needs to be, taking care of your instructors. And it's just a well-oiled machine. It's just so cool to see that. Again, like, just be able to document everything. And like you said, students don't have to worry about taking pictures. They're going to be all posted online. And with that being said, will you have a central source for the students? Because we all love to see the pictures and videos, right? So will there be a central point or website for them to access photos and videos so they can use those and be able to post up on their experience?
Yeah, every student coming will get an email prior to coming. It has details about the classes, details about what's going on, different social events, that kind of thing. So they're in the know. And then every student coming will get an email at the end of the conference thanking them for coming. And then we will have links, uh, which are collection points from our photographers, and all the photographers will put all their photos into a link, and then we just attach all the different links to the email or to the letter, so it's all in one spot. So generally that comes a couple weeks after the conference. So
Gotcha. Awesome. And you know what? For people sometimes are really worried about traveling with their gear. Any tips from you guys for students when they're traveling with their gear? What kind of recommendations can you give them of how to travel with gear bags, or if they're bringing air packs with them? How do you guys get that through the terminals?
Well, RJ, it's probably best for you to answer that one. You do the most traveling of all of us.
I was waiting for RJ because you travel a lot. So
I was like, man, I feel like I've been talking a lot, man.
You have been, but you talk a lot anyways.
All right, so here we go. If you're traveling with your gear, put your gear in a gear bag. One thing that is important, if you're traveling via plane, you have to well, if you're taking any live fire class and you're bringing an air pack SCBA, you need to drain the cylinder if you're going to fly with it. So we do have the ability to fill cylinders on our campus. We have a cascade system. We have guys and girls that are well trained in filling the cylinders. So train them if you're flying, and we'll fill them up for you when you get here. It is important that again, if you are taking a live fire class, some of the requirements are that you bring an air pack and a spare cylinder. So we will take care of helping you get it filled. A gear bag is legit. I will say, as a guy who does travel quite a bit, if you don't have already, a gear bag with wheels is very convenient. Being able to put your stuff into a bag, being able to wheel that bag around the airport is clutch. And if you guys, speaking firsthand from experience, if you guys have borks on your helmet, put your helmet in sideways, borks up, because the way they handle those things in the airport sometimes, I have showed up at a place and my borks were snapped. So that's a little bit of tips that I have for you. That's a capital quick tip: how to travel with your how to travel with your gear. Boom.
Actually, dude, that's not a bad clip. You should, dude, get on that for sure. That is a good one right there. Actually, and you hit it though. Like, so I know some guys travel with their lids with them because of the handling of those bags that they, some of them will actually just take them on the plane with them. So if you're afraid of, especially for your leather, if you don't want it to be lost or whatever else is going on with bag handling, you could bring that on the plane with you. If you got a small little bag to carry on, you could put that in the bag and put it on the overhead. I love using an Apple tag for my gear as well to make sure I know where it's going in case it doesn't, it gets lost, because if it's especially your department gear, occasionally that can get misplaced. So put an Apple AirTag in that shit, because that helps a lot. So if you ease your mind. I know some people actually like to pre-ship it. Do you guys accept that as well? If they're going to a hotel, like FDIC does that a lot, where you can send it to the hotel FDIC and they'll check everything in, so that way people don't have to travel with it. Do you guys do that too for your conference?
We're not that big, but I mean, we have had people reach out to us with accommodations. Hey, my department won't let me take an air pack. Do you have one that we can use? And we'll, amongst our committee, we'll figure out how we can track down an air pack for somebody. So if somebody wanted to ship their stuff ahead of time, I'm sure we can make that happen and receive it for them. That is no problem. Everybody on this committee, I mean, all of us are regular genuine good people. I mean, everybody here on this committee would allow you to send your gear to their house and they'll take care of it for you.
Absolutely.
So, you know what I
That's
mean?
awesome.
Like
Need my address? Let me know.
exactly. We are
Love it.
regular people who care about people coming for our conference.
And if they can't bring their packs with them, if they can't bring their SCBAs, is there any availability with that they can use stuff at your drill yard?
So generally we ourselves don't use our department issued PP or department issued air packs. We do have bearers of the oath who help us every year supply air packs
Nice.
for some of our students and instructors. We recently procured air packs for our students and instructors. We do not encourage it that way we don't run out. But if we have a student or two who absolutely it's a determinant factor for them to be there as they need an air pack, we'll make it happen for them. We just our department doesn't have the ability to provide air packs for everybody coming in. But again, with the support from our sponsors, Bearers of the Oath, does help us. You know, we genuinely try to make it happen, but we publicly don't want to say come without it because we'll provide it. But
Sure.
if somebody was on a determining factor, like, hey, I just can't go with with one. I don't have one to bring. We'll make it happen.
Love it. Love it. Absolutely. Well, man, I think we covered it. It's just checking the audience to make sure there was no questions. It doesn't look like there is. Paul Shoemaker, man, thank you for joining us as well. Anybody who's just tuning in, this is talking to the e-board for the Key City Fire Conference, which is happening March 18th to the 21st. You can visit the Key City KeyCityFireConference.org. March 18th to the 21st is the conference. There's still room available. If you have any questions, please go to the website, reach out to them. They'll get back to you. It's going to be a hell of a time. I'm looking forward to it. And they got the great list of instructors. I'm so excited to see a lot of people that I have never met. I'm excited to actually, while I'm doing my thing, I learn a lot still. I'm a very visual learner, so I'm excited to actually record, take this information in, bring it back to my department, just like your students are doing the same thing. Is there anything that we might have missed that you guys want to include before we start rolling this up?
Just a thank you to everybody who supported us so far, and to all the students that are coming out. That I believe we're up to 15 states this year. We had one guy signed up from Wyoming, and is I think our furthest travel, which is
Nice.
pretty awesome to see. We're really excited to have all of you come to Frederick, Maryland. Safe travels, and can't wait to have a wonderful week of training with you all.
That's awesome. Well, it's been fantastic. I love talking to the guys. Loved meeting the rest of the e-board. Thank you so much for doing this tonight. Since you're doing you have things that you're doing charities for Next Rung. Obviously, you got Next Rung right here. We were at the Bears of the Oath just a few weeks ago, and Blake Stenton was there in his booth, and we were talking to him. I love what he's doing. I always love to end my programs talking about Next Rung as well, because I think it's such an important program. They're doing such a fantastic job, honestly. And so if anybody who's watching, or if you need services, so there's Next Rung right there. There's the barcode on the back right there. Next Rung. If you can't see the number, that's 833-NXT-RUNG. That's 833-698-7864. You could text support to speak with a peer support provider. It's a nonprofit organization. They have people on call. If you need to talk to somebody, you can text them. They're gonna answer your text. You can call them. They're gonna help you find services. If you need someone to talk to, if you don't know how to book an appointment, or if you don't even know where it is in your area, they're gonna look it up for you, and they're gonna help you get those services you need. So they're doing fantastic work for all of us. So please, also they're always looking for donations. So if you feel like you need to donate to them, please do that as well. But for us as firefighters in the first responder fields, we do need you around. We really, everyone, we don't want you to make a terrible mistake and make a permanent solution of a temporary problem. So thank you all so much for tuning in for this. Thank you to Next Rung. And honestly, for the Key City Fire Conference, guys, I really appreciate you being on here. I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be a turnaround. I'm going to March Mayhem and boom, right to Key City Fire Conference. So it's going to be a fun 2 weeks. It's going to be, honestly, it's going to be friggin' amazing. I'm so pumped for this. And I'm excited to meet all you guys. And I'm so excited. So with that being said, man, thank you guys so much. And we'll all catch you later. Take care.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank
You're
you.
welcome.